I'm curious about, I would love to find out more about the other stuff. For example, what does security research at Zscaler look like? And, what are its goals?
Yeah. So security research at Zscaler, we call it Threat Labs. We have a global team of security experts across 7 different countries now. And there are 150 plus experts that are trained in different areas. We are now recruiting agents as well as part of that research team.
Recruiting agents?
What I mean by recruiting agents, we're tuning agents and training agents, because there's a lot of the activity in terms of analysis, tracking, reverse engineering. There are many areas where we are seeing opportunities for us to leverage agents to do certain things. That way the senior resource can focus more on more interesting things.
Okay.
So the way I have the team structured is there is a group of researchers that are just focused on the initial access spec. So think of phishing, any activity that leads to that first identity or machine being compromised. The group is focused on that. So we call it initial access broker group, where they will make sure they're looking for newly registered domains, phishing sites, AI generated phishing pages, campaigns, malware sites. So that's their job. The second group is where it's entirely focused on malware groups. So the malware payload itself, this group will make sure that we're able to detect the evasions that these malware perform. Whatever activity the malware is trained to do, our sandbox is able to detect it. They do some interesting automation as well. So what they have automated, for instance, is more than 350 malware families. We're able to automatically reverse engineer the malware payload. Rather than researcher opening the malware and doing manual analysis, we can automate that.
So instead of using a human, agents can do that now.
Correct. So we're finding these use cases and we're training certain, either it's an agent or it's a traditional automation that will take care of it. The third group is focused on vulnerability exploit. This is where the goal is to make sure if there is any zero-day vulnerability that the team identifies, we work with Microsoft, we work with Apple, Google. We'll reach out to them, do a responsible disclosure, but at the same time, we'll add coverage in Zscaler so our customers are protected from any kind of exploit attempts. And then the fourth group is where the group is heavily focused on threat actor infrastructure. So once an attack is successful, your machine will beacon back to the threat actor's infrastructure. So what protocol does the threat actor use at that state? So this group, their only job is to reverse engineer that and write coverage. So we're able to prevent data exfiltration attempts, command and control activity, any kind of system takeover attempts that happens from attacker side. They will make sure that we're on top of it. This group also works with law enforcement to take down the botnet infrastructures globally.
If you could summarize the goals of the security research team or division at Zscaler, what would it be?
Yeah. So the number one goal for my team is to make sure Zscaler customers and Zscaler as a customer zero of the company is protected. So generating that intel, doing detection engineering, making sure the platform security controls are very, very effective against evolving threat landscape. So that's a goal. Now, in order to achieve that goal, they're doing tracking across the kill chain. They're doing all of these automation. The ultimate goal is to make sure Zscaler and its customers are protected. And we do that by making sure our engines are up to date. The second goal that I've kind of expanded over the last 5 years, and we have made a lot of contribution, is where even beyond Zscaler customers and Zscaler, because we see so much as part of a tracking activity, we want to contribute back to the community. And that's where we're partnered with a lot of law enforcement agencies, other security peers as well, where things that we find, but the victim is not our customer or the potential victim is not our customer. We want to do the right thing and make sure they don't get impacted. So that's where we work with global law enforcement agencies, multiple regional certs.